the other day where you can just go to YouTube or Facebook, anywhere that does an embed code, which they all do now. This is what one looks like right there, but you don't care about that. You're just copying and pasting. You're just pasting that into here. So I'm just gonna, well, I'll show you how easy it is right here. I'll show you how easy it is to make. We did two of them together right there. We got Johnson's executive summary, and this gets back to the Tres Gatos and the whole deal about cats, because you can never go wrong with a cat video. That's what I've heard, and I'll tell you, it's borne out that Mr. Johnson, you throw something out there with Johnson, and he's going to come through with like 11,000 one day. And he's consistent. He'll surprise you. But you can watch this executive summary with Johnson, and you can watch it with the whole family, and the kids are entertained because it's Mr. Johnson. And if your dad's not, I mean, if you're interested, like if you're the girl and you're interested, this is what I'm saying from back in the past. You're interested and the dude's not interested, he can check out cat videos. So this is both of them at one time, and it's under 3 minutes, so I could get it on TikTok. Anyway, we were just, might seem funny, but or that I'm making a mockery, but we're going to show that they're making a mockery of the actual system, so that's kind of worse, than poking fun like political satire. That's free speech. But, when you show that there's corruption, then, or the appearance, let me just say, then that's more serious because it has serious damaging effects. But let's get back to Johnson, because Johnson's more fun. So that's the picture, that's the video of Johnson right there. See, we got these options. Johnson's got a lot more views than that. We've been kind of laying low off of YouTube, but we got that embed code. See that? I'm just gonna click that. Easy, like nothing. I'm over here in Notepad just to show y'all. That was a control V. If for this, I mean, you got to be. We're not almost like, you know what I'm saying. But you should know that one. So anyway, that's let's just save it. This could be any text editor, and that's in a certain spot. Johnson executive summary right there. Ta-da. Oh, it's wanting to render that. Let's just cut through the mumbo jumbo. I'll just go look at the file. Oh, we can do it right here. Okay, Chrome. Hot out. There's Johnson, just with a paste and hit it, and then. So we're gonna watch this just for a second, but you can watch this later also.
Excuse me, sir. Pardon me, sir.
That's Johnson right there.
Can you help me out with
And
this over
then like
here?
I surprised him right here. He like
Okay.
overloaded him right here. This is me doing a program. There's the graph I was talking about. There's 1.7 billion, which is what? I gotta stop that right there. That was uh we gotta look at. I gotta get rid. This misleading because I put Tallahassee and Leon and Bay together right there, so you don't get the dramatic effect. And even on that one, what's interesting is that Tallahassee's twice what. I mean, it equals those two together, Bay and Leon. I was interested. I didn't know that. But I need to take those away because that's misleading. If I'm comparing it to Bay, you need to look at what 1.7 billion looks like next to the entire budget over there. So that just gives more perspective. These are misleading. I shouldn't have done that, but it's easy. But the question is still out there. What's the name of the lead developer? We're talking to this guy right here, that produced the software. Like, who's that other dude that they had? Lead might be able to answer that. So, and we've got Marianne Dappin as a valuable resource, because she's from the Cove over there too. She can just drop stuff off over at Burke Blue and, wherever. So she can be a fact checker for me. That would be fantastic. And be, Also give me sound psychological advice. So he's a double threat, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, we was gonna do this one. I was gonna do the contrast between, oh, I wanted to show y'all that, and we'll dip into this. This is from Nanny. This is a little gift from Nanny, and I got this. See, that's my grandmother right there, Snooky Reigns. That says, that's see, we need to back out of that. We'll go look at, because I had that view open, like where Nini's been working on it for more than like she's been working on it, and she's come back with this stuff right here. And I'm just opening her actual email here. So, and I'll put all this up there so y'all can see that it's really like she really did all these, like this, compare what my mom did to what Nanny did. Like Nanny's Pat, Pat's doing her Florence Nightingale stuff. Like Nanny was out here, like when she was still, see, those are the first three that Lynn did when tricking me, like, like they was just testing it out. And he was trying to see if I was going to catch him. Like, see, that's right there. Uh, uh, let's see, I can just show. I see it's like discouraging to see stuff, like to relive it over and over. And I don't think that people understand that. This is my mom when they had already done the 99.9% off from the last couple of years. Like they had already done that. And like this is after Nanny's dead. See, that's 2 years later. But they're telling me, and look at this graph. These are cool. But they're telling me that, but the contrast, what I was going to do is just get the embed code on that. And, you know, they were being it was a very somber, like I was, we know you've hit rock bottom, Lance, with this, this lawsuit that you have against these big oil guys and that are having to do all this stuff. We know that everybody runs into that period in their life. So we were just going to try to give you a chance to start over, since we robbed you, along with our buddies that were right. We all robbed you, but we're going to try to give you a chance, and we're going to let you stay here until Christmas. So that was cool. Anyway, this is Nanny's spreadsheet. This is the one she was working on. See, this is the number I was trying to get, because you can't just see that from it. And it's, well, really the number that I wanted was the dollar number, but you couldn't get it. So I was just doing a very rough and generous calculation. If I had the net mineral acres, then you can do it. But if we just needed head, and mind you that I'm just going to stick this out there where everybody can see it. But you can see where Nanny couldn't get, like, there's some where you can't get, like this one right here. This is where we're talking about Notting Hill. You'll notice that the date on that, right there. Let's see. Well, let's look at the location. I don't know if Lynn must have had somebody else doing this. I'm thinking, but you see that's a location right there. And both of these, this is from Nanny's spreadsheet. She couldn't get those right there. You know what I'm saying? But let's go and look. We just click on Nanny's link right there. Okay, then we got the booms. Let's see, that's the bird dog in it for boom sign. You can see this on the graph also. But we'll just go. It'll be the next transaction where they just alley-oop up there to long point. Let me kill this. Slang is the that'll be it right there. I want to, yeah. So Nanny couldn't get those, you know what I'm saying? Like we're sitting, we're watching the destruction of like Nanny's on board way more than Pat is. Like Pat, you can still see Pat's not like she's working against me still with the false charges and stuff. But now we got the board of trustees that has to go and clean up her mistake and everybody else that she's brought into it. But Nanny was on board. Like she believed me. She's, you know, she wasn't want to set the right way to use that. She wasn't like, oh, you know, some crazy person. So, you know, I had her and she understood what, you know, Harry doesn't, he knew it was about oil, but not much. He didn't know anything more than that. But he was my principal negotiator when Les Burke called. So that's why. That's why I got some questions, and that's what's useful about having Marianne Daffin as my fact checker. So that'll be cool. That'll be a valuable resource right there. We didn't get in there yet. I think that's it. Y'all just bear with me. Like my grandmother struggled over this, but she's dead. You know, she's not here to do she didn't write down her notes good enough. Right there, 21, 24, right there. Nanny couldn't get it. Pat didn't even try. Pat doesn't even know what the thing does, but you know. She did get some coffee mugs of Amy in her jumpsuit there. Look at that. Ta-da! Boom. 2,304,000. So see, that was the number where I was trying to find. Like they didn't put this on there, but like I wouldn't have been worried about it if they were just put, because that's the end number that I'm looking for right there. That $2 million that they just got from that transaction. Or actually that's it's really all the same thing. So it's just like an intra company. You eliminate we could ask Anne Marie Roberts' wife, but we're going to be talking about that later in the proposed audit rotation stuff. And just the fact that whenever you have somebody that comes out there that's responsible for the financial stuff and is looking around to see if there was a forensic audit, like doesn't know that, and is giving a bunch of anecdotes and stuff, that's a red flag right there. Like you would know, bro. I digress on that. Hope we're still going. We got Mr. Johnson right there. We're going back to, see, that was 21. But let's remember that, everybody. 15 north, 8 west, 21. And the other one is 24. I can just cut to the chase on that. Let's just prove it there. That was 21, right? I was going to like and what's her name? I was trying to, did she do some other work in school that I didn't know about? Because like I didn't know that she was somebody that people listened to about. You know, even like the best lawyer will sit there and listen to you tell him your story. Otherwise, they wouldn't need to. They just sit around and they don't need to gather any facts or anything. So that was kind of what's her name was doing. You see Nanny was putting in the doc stamps and we're going to try to back into it. You know, that's tedious work, you know, going through. And you can see that she couldn't get them all it's not because she was lazy, it's because they were still tricking us. But let's see how many Nanny didn't get. Let's just get the non-blanks. And, you know, she gets credit. You know, she's dead now, but she gets credit anyway. So let's apply that. What do we got there? This also goes to like they're going to be noting at the Florida bar. See, Nanny got 148, right? Wait, no, I'm sorry. Yes, Nanny got 148. How many did Pat get? Oh, I forgot. Pat doesn't even know what the program does. This is her mom, though. You know, they did the production like it was a Martin Theater. It was, you know, it was not. It was like it was not a good performance, let me say, at with Walsh over there, but we're going to talk about that later. He can come out and explain like the, see, I got a calendar also, so I was gonna see what that was. Well, let's do, we're gonna tie this down with Nanny and shut it down, and I might even cut this up later and clip it. Because you know, you gotta keep the people's, gotta keep them their interest. And if you wander all around, then you know you can lose that, and we don't want to do that. So we were just, I was showing you 21, 24, right there, 21, 24. I think that's the one. Any spreadsheet still. Yeah, that was the other one, the 2 million. Sorry. Is that's the wrong, that's, I saw myself clicking the wrong one right there. I need to be clicking that one. Is that right? Or that one? We're gonna get it here in a second. Okay. We could, you know, we could blame Nanny. That's an also a possibility because, you know, Nanny was slacking right there, 1.5 million. See, Nanny, it was right outside of like this thing killed Nanny, you know, because I knew that there was money here. Like I knew that, you know, they didn't mention of anything about this boom slaying business over here. But let's look. Let's now let's go look at the map. And you can see that. Uh, which map? Let's go look at the, because I do like this other map also, but I'm more comfortable right now still in the Kepler. So what I'm showing here, this is only, we're going to show a map with 2 layers. One layer is the transactions, just a very partial list of the transactions that they've done back at that time. You know, like those 2 transactions we're just looking at. We're gonna go find that spot on the earth. And this is what I was talking about with, you know, do you believe God or do you believe Lynn and his buddies? And this is, remember, I said that when you're given that choice, you would go with God. And this is, I'm going with God right here. Let's see. I don't remember where I put it. That might be that part where I get and erase the video or flip the video. GitHub. We can always go to GitHub. Now. You see. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I do need to paste some Microsoft, but I've got it backed up. So just in case Pat and them got any funny ideas, then it's okay. I'm sweating it because I got it backed up in Google and Dropbox, among others. Okay. And this is a very partial list. You see that that's only 3,572 rows. I got about 20,000 more of those. These are just documents. But these came from, you can see right there. Wait, no, I have let's go look at that filter. That is that's on their stuff. And then I'm just going to make another filter. I'll say, give me the, we'll do scan day. Wait, no, let's do date imported. You can see it. They come in 2 batches right there. I did one on 4/27 and one on 2/21. And then I got lots more after that and before that. And in the middle of that, this is just one of them I'm showing you. But it happens to be the one that I can show where they stole it. And you can see this, you see, that's the transactions that they did before my stuff. You see, that's easy to see. It's a green map. Those are my things. Then you throw in that, and you see pretty quickly that unless like they had some other dude that came in there, just like right in there. And we're going to take another look, another angle at that. Let's, okay, remember we're looking for 15 north. You can see, let me just show you one. You see right there, 15 north, 10 west. So we're going to 8 west. So we're at the right latitude, basically. We're just going to the right and going down to number 8. There it is. I think we're on it right there. There it is. 15 north, 8 west, section 21. And we're going to do some crazy stuff right here. Let's go look at their stuff. I remember that. And I'm going to just see, I'm just going to take a browse right here. But these are the people, the contact locations, like who to get in touch with. I know this is the one. I'm just looking, I'm trying to remember the name of that family, but we can just go, there's another way of doing it. We can just go right here and play the same people that they got 2 million. Well, then we'll do that one. But you got to trace it back and go to Notting Hill. See, Notting Hill is who gave that to him. So we'll go right now. You see, it's the same location, but up here, there's this other company called Notting Hill that just pops up. You know, same day. They like that wasn't exactly an arm's length transaction, I don't think, right there. But see, that's where Notting Hill gave it to Boomslang. I wanted to go back, and I did that already. So let me see if I can. The Mr. Johnson video. I could do it like this, and I know we're just. I'm gonna definitely split this down, but I'm putting it out of there anyway, and I'm just showing that we're going to be waiting out here, and I'm going to be calling some people today, so it'll be a good day to listen in. I digress. I forgot where I put it, but that's the beautiful thing. One of the great things about OneNote, and I do love OneNote. You know, they've gotten their stuff together. Microsoft made a mistake and got out there, but they've walked it back, and it's all folding back into the desktop version, which is the one I like anyway. You see, so you can see I was doing that the other day, like this. Slaying to Notting Hill. That's where they got the 2.3 million, and then they got. You can see it's the same stuff, but all these names right here. This is okay. We're getting the good part. These right here, like all these flowed into that Notting Hill. You see, they all flow to Notting Hill, then Notting Hill to Boomslang, like that. Yeah, so that's what, like, how did y'all find maybe Daphne or whatever, Daphne, Marianne Daphne can help me. Like, how did they find these names right here? You see, and like because like we can show that my program pulled this document down right here, and I could just say Critten Brink, and I could just say like that, and you see that Stephen and Gerald. What we got? Stephen. We got Gerald. Couple of them. We got Michael. Is that Michael? Michael. What up? These are all the people that made up the 2 million. They got paid the difference, by the way. So you think, okay, you got lucky on the Critten Brink So everybody's being crit and brink around here, for Christ's sake. Then you say, okay, that's not that crazy. Probably besides Long Point, it'll probably be the only one. Oh, so we got 4. Janet, 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 and that's Janet. So I'm guessing that it's the same person. And Kaiser, that would be another one. Like, what are the chances of getting all 3 of those on the same document? And what did I see? Patricia Kaiser. There's a I mean, that's even more. That's better than a trifecta right there. That's 100% success on that audit sample right there. Okay, and that all came from Nanny's. Nanny found that out, or Nanny was on the trail. Like they're lucky that I mean, that's why they killed Nanny. I think. I mean that like they didn't have Nanny on the trail up after a certain point because she couldn't handle it. She couldn't handle the war between me and my mom. But my mom, she's like the mom that the stepdad has assaulted, or in this situation, it's like his buddies did it, and my mom is siding with him. That you shouldn't have been out drinking that night at the bar, and goes on vacation with them and defends them. So that's the difference between, that's one of the differences between Pat and my mom. So I was just noting that. I don't know if y'all saw any of that, but we'll see.